guys, it's Monday and it's the beginning of the third week of my March challenge to eat without distraction. And for me, that mainly means eating without looking at my phone. That's what I've been working on the most. And it's also been the past 2 weeks that breakfast time is the hardest time for me to get my phone out of my hand. So today was similar to last Monday. A friend and I talked for about an hour while we both walked on our respective treadmills in our own homes. And after talking for an hour, I was ready to set my phone to the side and fix my breakfast. I actually just stared out the window and looked at the traffic going by, the birds, wind blowing the flags, things like that that I could see out in the courthouse lawn for breakfast. For lunch, I was done working downstairs, came upstairs, and Brian was also up here, so we ate lunch together and just talked. And for dinner, he had just gotten back from a city council meeting and we just talked through dinner. My phone was in the other room charging up. A couple of times today, I actually didn't even know where my phone was, and I'm taking that as a win. If it's out of my sight, I'm like, that's a good thing, because it means I'm doing something else, paying attention to something else. So I'm going to keep working on keeping it out of the room whenever I'm eating a meal. I think that's going to be the best way to stay detached from it, is just to not even have it near myself, not in my back pocket where it usually is. So we'll see how it goes for Tuesday. We'll talk to you then. Hey guys, it's Tuesday, and today is the first day where I have successfully navigated all 3 meals feeling like I was fully distanced from my phone in a very intentional way, because at dinner time I had received several text messages from my daughter before I sat down to eat, and so I just stood away from the table, read those messages, set my phone down, and then went over to eat my dinner. And you could see the dinner I had, I would really want to pay attention to. It looks delicious, doesn't it? So while I was thinking today, why am I even doing this challenge? Why would I care to eat my meals without distraction? Well, the point is, I want to pay attention to the food that's going in my mouth, such as that meal you just saw. I want to pay attention to my fullness signals. Am I full? Am I still hungry? What am I tasting? If I don't pay attention, I know for me, I just keep putting food in my mouth, keep taking bites, and before I know it, my meal is over and I can't even really remember what I was eating and how it tasted. Am I feeling full? Am I still hungry? And so paying attention is helping me learn to listen to those signals, and ultimately that means I'm taking care of my body because I know what's going in my mouth and paying attention to it. It doesn't mean I ever, don't ever have a snack or something that might be, quote, off plan, because I do eat snacks and sweets sometimes. But paying attention to it and not being distracted makes it more intentional and purposeful. Because I want to live a long, happy, healthy life in a nice, healthy body. So I think that this is one way that I can take care of myself, eating without distraction. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Hopefully I won't stumble, but you never know. Talk to you later. Hey guys, it's Wednesday. We made a big trip to Stillwater. We're going to actually have Hideaway Pizza for dinner, so I'm really excited about that. And I will be paying attention to it while I'm eating it, that's for sure. Today I was reading a book by Fogg called Tiny Habits, and it's very interesting. It's all about behavior change and motivation, and how motivation can be really fickle. And it's just how you take behaviors, you take them apart according to motivation, ability, and a prompt, and then you can figure out how to manipulate your behavior. One thing he has as a starting point, he says for everybody to try, it's called the Maui effect. And it's when you wake up each morning, as soon as your feet hit the floor, you say to yourself out loud, it's going to be a great day. And then you smile. The smile helps seal the deal. And he says, people ask him sometimes, what if I know that it's not going to be a great day? What do I do then? He says what he does, when he knows he has a particular hard day up ahead for whatever reason, he says, I'll get out of bed, feet on the floor, and I said, it's going to be a great day. Somehow. And then he smiles. Once you tell your brain that it's going to be a great day, it figures out a way to make it that way. And that's just kind of one little step towards a little behavior change. Anybody can try this and see how it goes. I'm going to try it. Do you think you will? We'll talk to you tomorrow. Hi guys, it's Thursday, March 18th, and the week's just going by really fast. That's how weeks do, especially when it's spring break. I'm sure for those people that are on vacation, it's going by really fast. Today, I've had success again at leaving my phone far away from when I am eating my meals. I haven't had dinner yet, but dinner hasn't really been the one I've struggled with. Mostly it's been breakfast. And I've been doing a good job of just going out into the seating area and leaving my phone back in the kitchen, so it's not even a distraction at all. I've been reading more of B.J. Fogg's Tiny Habits book. And yesterday we talked about one of his small habits. He talked about the Maui habit, where you have an anchor event, which is putting your feet on the floor. You have a behavior. Your behavior is saying it's going to be a great day. And then you have a celebration, and that is saying yes, or pumping your fist in the air, or something like that. And so the recipe for a behavior change is to anchor it to something you already do. The anchor in that instance was putting your feet on the floor. Everybody gets out of bed in the morning and puts their feet on the floor. So you might anchor it to a behavior. In my case, my anchor is eating a meal. It's something that I do. That's what's going to prompt the behavior. In the case of his example, the new behavior would be saying, it's going to be a great day. In my case, my behavior is to get my phone away from me, or a distraction, whatever it might be, reading a book. In my case, it's mostly my phone. And then the celebration in the example he gave for the Maui habit was to pump your fist in the air, or put a smile on your face and say yes. And for me, it's, I guess, celebrating in a way, knowing I'm going to talk to you here, saying, yes, I did it. I did keep my phone away. So I have a celebration after the meal of feeling successful. And that's just the easy recipe for changing a behavior. And I've noticed again today, just like yesterday, that I almost didn't have to think about it. I'm on the third week of trying to change this behavior, and it seems to be less of a struggle as I go on. And I'm really celebrating that because it feels so good to have that distraction away from me. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, end of the week. We'll see you then. Hey guys, it's Friday night and we're just getting ready to eat dinner. It's a little bit later, but I do know I'm going to have my phone set off to the side. It's amazing over the past few days how it's become just no temptation at all to have my phone in my hands during a meal. I feel like the habit is starting to lock itself in, and I hope that it continues. It's funny how it's become less and less of a struggle. I don't know if it's because I've just been doing it for so many days, it's becoming just rote, or if I've just made my mind more intentional about it to keep my phone in a different room while I'm eating. That seems to have made quite a bit of difference as opposed to having it beside me and just seeing it there, and it's a constant temptation to flip it over and see what's going on. Definitely having it in another room has played a part. We'll see how Saturday goes. It's coming up on the weekend and schedules change a little bit, so I might have more of a struggle. We'll just have to wait and see. See ya. Hey guys, it's Saturday night, March the 20th, and it was another great day for not looking at my phone while I was eating. And the funny thing was, today at lunch, I was looking out the window while I was eating my lunch and saw a cat cross the street. We feed two kitties here at the bakehouse. One of them we call Buster, the bakehouse kitty, and the other one's called Rusty. They look kind of alike, they're both orange, but I think this was Rusty from just the way he walked. And he was crossing the street and he stopped at the base of a tree and he just was looking up. And I'm like, well, what is he looking up at? I looked up and there's two squirrels up there and they're just wagging their tails, and you could tell they're just making noises at him, and he was swishing his tail. The next thing you know, he scampers up the tree and he's going up really, really high, and I start to get worried and thinking this cat is gonna fall out of that tree, and those two squirrels are just going round and round. It's just so funny. It's like a circus to watch. And I thought, if I'd had my nose down in my phone, I would have missed that whole escapade, and it just made my heart happy just to see them having fun out there and scampering around. And I don't know, it was just a little bit of nature that made its way into my lunch, and it was just fun to see. And I would have missed it totally if I'd been distracted with my phone. So another day with no temptation, it seemed. So hopefully this habit is starting to stick. Tomorrow's Sunday, we'll see how that goes. Talk to you then. Hey guys, it's Sunday, and it's the end of my third week for my March challenge that I've set for myself, and that's to eat my meals without distraction. And for me, that's mainly been keeping my phone away from the dinner table. I've also not let myself read books while I've been eating either, which is another common practice that I'd had. So this week has really shown me that the habit is starting to be more natural. I've found myself leaving my phone in the other room totally, so it's not even a temptation to reach out and grab it. And it's been easier than the previous 2 weeks for sure. I always had a problem at breakfast, it seemed. One thing I think I've noticed is that I am even eating slower than usual. I'm not a speedy eater in general, but I've just been enjoying the textures, the smells, the sights of what it is I've been eating. And I've been eating some delicious food, as you can see. I've also been noticing the people around me and engaging with conversation or just observing them, or even when I'm at dinner time, looking out the window at the courthouse lawn and just watching what's going on outside. It's a little bit different than having my nose down in my phone, usually playing a game or maybe reading something on my Kindle or just reading anything. It's hard not to read when I eat, and I think that's something I do miss a little bit. As I go into this next week of the challenge, I'm just curious to see what I'll find new, if there's anything going to be new that I didn't notice this week. But I won't know until I get there. So I'll be starting that off tomorrow. Talk to you then.